Morning. Today is Monday, December 3rd, 2018. You're watching the Daily Mix TV by Hill Story Marketing. Hi, my name is Sean Patrick Hillman. So it looks like Amazon is not content enough with their Amazon Go operations. The e-commerce giant is now experimenting with cashierless checkout technology designed for bigger stores. The technology, which tracks what customers pick up off shelves and charges them automatically upon exit, is being tested in a space that's formatted like a big box store, and they're doing this in Seattle. Now, even though it works very well in smaller Amazon Go convenience stores, it may not work out in a store with higher ceilings and a lot more products. There's only so much bandwidth that goes around in a space like this. So if the technology can work in a bigger space, Amazon will likely roll this out to Whole Foods stores and perhaps even license the technology out to other retailers. You see, whenever a company is able to develop a new path and it results in technology or intellectual property that can be licensed, it's an added bonus as you can now count on a new revenue path. So what does that mean? Technology companies will often build and create new technologies specifically for the purposes of licensing. That means that other retailers will be able to use Amazon's technology for a fee. And there's a guaranteed stream of revenue that comes with that over the course of time. So from a business perspective, this is brilliant. From a marketing perspective, it's all about convenience and on the go constantly, especially in a city like New York. So only time will tell. We'll keep an eye on it for you and report back when there's more news. Now, Uber, we all know how much I love to hate this company. Uber is in talks to acquire either e-scooter startup Lime or Bird. The ride-hail company, which already invests in Lime, is said to be considering both firms as it expands into the two-wheel market. So the multi-billion-dollar deal would help Uber, which purchased bike share company Jump and recently launched its own Jump-branded e-scooters, overcome supply constraints. In bike share, supply is the biggest issue, especially for companies like Motivate, and I'll get into that in a second. Remember, Lime and Bird, which are valued at about $1.1 and $2 billion respectively, have recently been seeking to raise more capital. They're trying to do this to establish more stations and foothold positions in new markets. Back in July, Lyft acquired Motivate. Motivate is the largest bike share company in the world, and its most well-known division is City Bike, which is the official bike share of New York City. As you may recall, Mayor Michael Bloomberg put that into effect during his administration. Now, with ride-hailing companies creating a lot of problems in markets, they create major traffic and congestion issues in almost every major market they're in. They're trying to expand into other forms of transportation. It's a smart investment. Remember, last year, Uber lost their license in London. That was because of issues related to their drivers in terms of safety and so on, as well as the amount of congestion that it was causing in London proper. Now, it was reinstated shortly thereafter, but only by a slim margin, and it was obviously politically driven. Now, personally, I would have loved to have seen Uber banned from London. I firmly believe they are the cause of a lot of the problems we're having in New York in terms of congestion, traffic issues, and accidents. And frankly, what we're seeing in New York City is an increase in criminal activity related to Uber drivers. You read it in the newspaper almost every day in the police blotter that there's a Uber driver who assaulted somebody, or there was a sexual assault that took place, so on and so forth. So a lot of these issues are specific to a lack of training. If these companies can't control, monitor, and maintain their employees, they become a liability. But getting back into this, getting into the bike share business is very smart. If they can do it the right way and roll it out with some semblance of business intelligence, then I might change my opinion of companies like Uber. Chalk this one up to a unique approach for guest relations. A hotel chain in Switzerland is offering to take holiday photos and post them to their guests' social media accounts on their behalf. Guests who sign up for the, quote, Relax We Post service at Ibis hotels in Zurich and Geneva hand over their Instagram passwords to social media celebrities like Germany's Next Top Model contestant Sarah Luttenegger. Now, the service is about $90, so basically the hotel says it wants to take away the pressure of updating social media accounts so guests can relax and live in the moment. Anytime you can connect with your hotel guests in a personal way, it adds a layer of loyalty from that guest. Now, hoteliers throughout time have made it their business to innovate around guest relations, attempting to make those guests feel as if they're at home. The minute that you do that, you've got a guest for life. This is a good example of what to do to drive both buzz and loyalty for guests. So kudos to these guys. I think this is a very smart move. I don't know how it's going to work out given how everyone is so sensitive to passwords and account security and so on lately. So only time will tell, but I think this is a fun program, and I think it's something that's definitely worth further development. Now, Nexstar Media Group will purchase Tribune Media in a deal worth roughly $4.1 billion. If the acquisition is completed, Nexstar would become the largest regional television station operator in the United States. The deal's completion comes only 3 months after the country's biggest television operator, that's Sinclair Broadcasting, attempted to scoop up Tribune in a $3.9 billion deal that was eventually blocked by regulators. With this acquisition, we'll see a major power shift in broadcast in the local markets. The issues that Sinclair ran into are not likely to hit this deal. It's just there are so many different variables that go into something like this. Regulators aren't as concerned about when you look at Nexstar versus Sinclair. Sinclair is the big dog. It's very Christian-driven. So there's a specific point of view that would be conveyed across the local markets, those kinds of things. That's what regulators look out for, is what's the effect to the news cycle? What are we looking at from a power play perspective and from a majority perspective? Being that Nexstar is a big local or regional television station operator, it's very different than being on the national stage in the way that Sinclair is. So let's just hope that they can close this in the next few months, as I know a lot of folks at WPIX in New York, WGN in Chicago, and KTLA in Los Angeles are chomping at the bit for some long-awaited stability. Sadly, the 41st President of the United States, George Herbert Walker Bush, passed away on Friday. Everyone has watched the endless tributes over this past weekend for the man who guided our nation through a very turbulent time. Starting with the fall of the Berlin Wall, the end of Soviet Russia, and Iraq's invasion of Kuwait, Lord knows President Bush at that time certainly had things to do. He certainly had his challenges in his administration. Now, while he was only a single-term president, I have nothing but the utmost respect for President Bush. He was a gentleman. He certainly knew how to make his enemies his friends. May he rest in peace now with his wife, Barbara, who passed away just a short 8 months ago. And as a quick side note, the image you're seeing on your screen is President Bush's casket waiting for transport on the 4141 train into Houston, which will then, his casket will be picked up and taken by Air Force One to sit in state later today. Now, the dog that you're seeing is in fact his dog, and it just goes to show you how loyal they truly are. Also yesterday, actor Ken Berry, known for his roles as Vinton Harper from Mama's Family and Captain Parmenter from F Troop, passed away at the age of 85. I loved Ken's work. He was a great actor. Berry also starred in the Andy Griffith Show spin-off Mayberry RFD, amongst a ton of movie roles and TV guest appearances. So may he rest in peace. My name is Sean Patrick Hillman. I'm the CEO of Hill Story Marketing. I'm also the editor-in-chief of the Daily Mix TV. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll catch you tomorrow on Tuesday.